TML is a markup language I developed either late 2015 or early 2016 as an easy means of specifying the attributes of T controls, and formatted in a way that was easy to parse. I was likely influenced by the desire to organize everything line by line, and the existence of the read strings method in the Windows app platform in C#. If I could read everything line by line, then it would be a lot easier. This was especially true given the existence of similar functionality in the C archive class, which is part of the MFC library that Anagame relied upon at the time. At the start of every TML file, there is a header object that simply declares that this file is a TML file, and what purpose this TML file is for. In the example shown, this particular example specifies that it is for interface and thus holds the specifications for T controls. There is also a version attribute. While I myself have yet to really take advantage of this attribute, its purpose is to let the parser decide if it would be compatible with whatever standard it is using. For instance, if I have an interface parser that is standardized to version 1 and the file declares that it uses version 2, then the parser could decide that it would not be able to process the file. We can then look at the first line after the header. This line declares an object of type T control. The subsequent line are attribute value pairs that are relevant to the T control class. As the root object, note how each line has one dash before the arrow or pipe symbol. The TML reader uses the number of dashes to indicate moving down a generation or node, or moving back up. In our second example, note how our second object, another T control, the parser will know that this T control is child of the parent control, which in this case happens to be a T grid. Also note how the T control has parameters now. This is metadata about the object that wouldn't necessarily be part of the object itself. In this particular example, these parameters are provided because this object is a direct child of a T layout and are used to indicate where in the T layout this control is supposed to go. TML also comes with comments that are signified with the pound symbol, provided that there is no escape character immediately preceding it. Finally, there is no strict requirement that object declarations precede attributes. They can come after the attributes are set, a fact taken advantage of by the shader parser. In the next video, we will take a brief tour of the TrekLib library, covering some of the important classes and modules. Further documentation on TML can be found on the Anagame wiki.